Allah, He says the most righteous, the people of the most taqwa will be saved, but by saying that He's saying others will be saved too. May Allah make us from the people of the most taqwa. So how do you become a person of the most taqwa? الَّذِي يُؤْتِي مَالَهُ يَتَزَكَّى. The one who gave his money. Now the thing is, in Arabic you expect لِيَتَزَكَّى. He gave his money so that he may be cleansed, so that he may clean himself up. Remember, the previous surah told us who is the one who succeeded. قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مَنْ زَكَّاهَا. And this surah is teaching you want to become clean, you want to purify yourself. How do you do it? يُؤْتِي مَالَهُ يَتَزَكَّى. He gave his wealth, but what the translation I'm trying to get at is he gave his wealth in order to cleanse himself, right? But the in order to part would have been the letter lam. الَّذِي يُؤْتِي مَالَهُ لِيَتَزَكَّى. But there's no lam here. You know what that is teaching us? Give wealth, you won't purify yourself. Who's going to purify you? Allah is going to purify you. Giving of wealth will not purify you in and of itself. In the end, Allah Azza wa Jalla will purify. This is not cause and effect. So what this yatazakka illustrates is in hopes that he will cleanse himself. In hopes of cleaning himself, he gives wealth. That Allah will clean him. That Allah will cleanse the filth inside of him. Remember in the previous session, a couple of weeks ago, we talked about that dua where we ask Allah to clean us. Right? Anta khayru man zakkaha. You're the best of those who can cleanse it. So here we're learning that lesson again. So what's the purpose of giving wealth? Cleaning oneself up as a gift of Allah Azza wa Jalla. You give the gift to the poor and Allah cleans you up. And Allah cleans you up, subhanAllah. May Allah make us all cleansed. The other benefit of this ayah, it's so beautiful. You know the surah began, فَأَمَّا مَنْ أَعْطَى, the one who gave a lot. But here we don't read, الَّذِي يُعْطِي مَالَهُ. What do we read? الَّذِي يُؤْتِي مَالَهُ. He gives. Allah doesn't say He gives a lot. He says to cleanse yourself, the condition isn't to give a lot now. To cleanse yourself, just start giving. And you know, there in the previous setting, أعطى, it was left open. Allah didn't say أعطى ماله. He gave a lot of his wealth. Allah didn't mention wealth. So what do you give a lot of if you don't have wealth? You give your time, you give your effort, you give your youth, everything. But if Allah mentioned mal there, what about the poor people? They don't have a lot to give. But when it came to giving, He didn't say giving a lot here, He just said giving. Here He mentioned mal. يُؤْتِي مَالَهُ. Why? Because even the poorest person can give something. Everyone can give something. If you only have 2 dates, just take a scrape, the peel off, give that. Give a seed. Give something. Give something. Allah doesn't ask you to give a lot because you may not have a lot. And how do we know that? Allah doesn't say يُعْطِي مَالَهُ. He says يُؤْتِي مَالَهُ. But when it came to giving in general, which means give of your loves, give of your aspirations, give of your youth, give of your talent, and give of your wealth if you have, give of your life, then you أعطى. No limitation, no objects placed. Here an object has been placed, which is an amazing illustration, again, of giving of wealth. Even just keep giving a little, don't stop. Make it a habit. Every time you come to masjid, just drop something off. Give some to the needy, give something to sadaqah box. Just make it a habit. Keep cleansing your wealth. Keep losing the love of it. Tell your children why they should do it. Every time you give them a gift, teach them to give sadaqah. Teach them to be grateful. Teach them to be giving people. We're giving our kids too many toys. Too many toys. And they're not giving anything to anyone. So much so some kid comes over to your house and they grab one of your kids' toys. What happens to your child? They have a hernia right there. He's holding my doll, he's holding my teddy bear. You know, we're teaching them greed. This is the age where we have to teach them what? Giving. Because if they learn greed now, it's never going to leave. It's never going to leave. You think your kids are good just because they come into masjid? This attitude of giving and not giving is the key in this surah. It's the key to have a clean person. So teach your children to give. Give to each other, give to neighbors, give in sadaqah, right? Train them and give of the things they love. لَن تَنَالُوا الْبِرَّ حَتَّى تُنْفِقُوا مِمَّا تُحِبُّونَ. Teach yourself this, teach your children this. You know, for Eid, buy new clothes, right? And give half of them to somebody else. Or buy new clothes and give them to somebody else altogether. We bought this, you know, because Allah will give us even better. Yeah? How much better? A lot better. Really? Yeah. Teach your children that. Make them imagine what Allah will give them. Right? Give them a love of that. This is a very hard thing to do, but we have to do it. We have to do it. Especially when they're young. Once they become teenagers, forget it. The ship has sailed. The email has been sent. I think we need to make a new expression. Right? The ship has sailed is old. So the new one for me is the email has been sent. So you can't unsend. right? It's gone. So may Allah Azza wa Jal give us the ability to become a giving people and to instill that into our children. Allah says, and the one who has the most taqwa will be warded away from it. Far away from it, he'll put to the side. Janaba, to be on the side. Tajannub, to be warded off, meaning to move to the side. A harmful thing was coming, you move to the side. Tajneeb, which is the word here, he will be taken far, far, far away from the harmful. He will be moved all the way to the side, to the security. Okay? So وَسَيُجَنَّبُهَا, and he will soon be turned far away. Who will be turned far away? Al-Atqa. By the way, turned away from it, the most righteous of them will be turned away from it. Al-Wahidi says, Al-Atqa Abu Bakr as-Siddiq fi qawli jami' al-mufassirin intaha. Al-Atqa refers to Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiyallahu anhu, because these ayat, when he gave and he was fearful of Allah, is in the context when he freed a group of slaves from the kuffar who used to torture them. Muslim slaves, he freed them, and most of the mufassirun say that's where these ayat came down. And that's their historical context. Now, this la yaslaha illa al-ashqa, there's something really beautiful in this. Something really amazing. No one will go in it except al-ashqa. And who will be saved from it? Al-atqa. But when Allah talks about being saved, He doesn't say la yujannabuha illa al-atqa. No one will be saved from it except the people of the most taqwa. He didn't put it like that. He said, when it came to burning, He said, no one will be entered in it except the worst. But when it came to being saved, He didn't say the only people that will be saved are the people with the most taqwa. He didn't put it like that. He just said the people of the most taqwa will be saved from it. Now by saying it like that, we learn they are not the only ones who will be saved from it. People who have less than the most taqwa will also have hope. It's a mercy of Allah that He doesn't keep consistent the style of language and say la yujannabuha illa al-atqa. SubhanAllah, it's a mercy of Allah Azza wa Jalla. Because if those were the words, that would mean unless you have the highest form of taqwa, you're done. Right? That's what that would mean. So the language of the Quran is very, very, very precise. Very precise.